In this video, we're going to be solving the problem 2 over 5 added to 3 over 4. What does that equal? So we're adding fractions. Now, when we look at our problem here, the first thing we notice, and the first thing we should look for when we're adding fractions is the denominator. We need to look at that. We need the denominators to be the same number in order to add fractions together. We can see right away that this is not true, right? We have a 5 and we have a 4. So what we need to do is we need to manipulate or change our fractions so that they have the same denominator. Now there's a few ways to do this. The easiest way I find to do this is you take your first fraction, which in this case is 2 over 5. You take whatever number you have in the denominator of the other fraction, so in this case it's 4, and you multiply both the denominator and the numerator of that first fraction by the denominator of the second fraction, which in this case was 4. So you get 2 times 4 over 5 times 4. We're going to add that to our second fraction, and we're going to do the same thing to our second fraction, okay? So we're going to take 3 over 4, and we're going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by the denominator of the other fraction. So in this case, the first fraction, which is 5. So that's going to give us 3 times 5 over 4 times 5. Now, we're going to know, we can double check for sure that we did this right because our denominators should end up being the same number. If they're not the same number, we did not do this right, okay? So let's simplify and see. So what do we have with the first fraction? We have 2 times 4, that's going to give us 8. And that's going to be over 5 times 4, which is 20. We're going to add that to our second term, which is 3 times 5, which is 15. And that's going to be over 4 times 5, which is 20. So look at that. Both our denominators are the same. Now, here's a trick. This might not be the lowest common denominator. Okay, you might have heard that term before, but it's okay. If this isn't the lowest common denominator that we could have used, we'll be able to simplify our answer at the end. Okay, so this trick will always work. It just means the numbers might be a bit bigger when you're working with them, but then we can simplify at the end. Okay, so now that we have the same denominator for both our terms, we can go ahead and add these fractions. When we add fractions, all we do is we add the numerators together, okay? The denominator stays the same. So we can go ahead and write that down. Our denominator is 20. And now we're just going to add our numerators. 8 plus 15 gives us 23. So our answer is 23 over 20. If you would like to learn how to quickly study for your GED exam online and get a new resume, then visit testprepskills.com.